And here's what we know. Here's what we know. Jesus' model of evangelism is relationship-based. When we talk about evangelism, if you've been a Christian for any length of time, and if you've been in this world in any length of time, when we hear the word evangelism, here's what comes up on my radar screen. Here's what comes up on my video screen in my brain. The street preacher, downtown Denver, with a huge sign that says, "Turn or burn, you reprobate, you need to repent, you heathen, you need to turn to God. God sees your sin, God is judging you." And here's why all of us are going, "I don't want to evangelize." Because we know that's not right. We know that's not a message of love. That's not a message of hope. That's not something, we just know that's not the presentation. And Jesus' model of evangelism is, before I try and teach you anything, could I buy you a Starbucks? Could we hang out at lunch together? Could I come to your house of the tax collector? You see, Jesus said, "I want to be your friend first." Because we've learned from when we were children, stranger danger, right? We don't trust strangers. A couple summers ago, Kim and I were in Paris, and we come out of the tube, we come out of the thing, and we want to see the Eiffel Tower. And we get to the central location, and we couldn't make sense on our phones of which thing we were supposed to do. So I didn't ask, of course. No, she said, "Let's ask somebody." I'm like, "No, we got it. I don't need any help, you know." I had no clue where I was going. And so she goes, "I'm going to go ask." There's a coffee stand or a flower stand. And she goes, "Hey, how do we get to the Eiffel Tower?" The person looks at both of us with all authenticity and genuine nature. "You need to take the XYZ train, get off at this exit, and you'll be right there." XYZ train, blah, blah, blah. And so we go down 2 levels, get on that train, boom. We come up out to where I have a phone signal. I said, "Kim, we are 20 miles from the Eiffel Tower." That stranger wanted to play with the Americans. Must be their hobby. I'd like to go see what's the spiral thing? And I want to go see the spiral thing downtown Seattle, and you're sending them to Portland. Who do I trust? People I know. Statistics are that 82% of those that are invited to church by a friend or by a family member will say yes. Let's even just say, we're in Washington. Okay, 62%. That's still pretty good odds, is it not? That there's a higher percentage will say yes when they're being invited by a friend or someone they know or family member. And so it's not about condemning people, but evangelism is about loving people. Evangelism isn't about judging people, but accepting people. And so the first story begins in verse 3. It's about the lost sheep, and it says, so Jesus told them a story. He is going to teach the religious people what his heart and what his intent and what the purpose and the mission of why he is here. He said, so Jesus told them the story. If a man has 100 sheep and one of them gets lost, what will he do? Won't he leave the 99 others in the wilderness and go to search for the one that is lost until he finds it? And when he has found it, he will joyfully carry it home on his shoulders. You're taking notes with me today. The sheep represents people who wander away unintentionally. The sheep didn't know he was lost. The sheep is just looking for the next green thing. Maybe this pasture will satisfy me. Maybe this grass will be better. And has wandered away unintentionally. They're distracted. They're misguided. They have wandered down a wrong path, and that sheep literally does not know the way home. They are lost and have no idea what is the direction to go. And so this story, number two, this story speaks of awareness. What do you mean? We must take an inventory of those around us. We must take an inventory of those around us. We must be aware. Jesus said if you have 100 sheep and you're bringing them all back into the sheepfold and you're like 97, 98, 99, wait a second, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 97, 98, 99, you need to know when one is missing, right? When we have big kids events like you guys just had, here's our announcement. Take home as many kids as you brought. Maybe they're not your own, but just take them home. I don't know of anyone that goes to the amusement park and goes, hey, we brought 4 kids. 3's good enough. We're happy, we're satisfied. No, when you know one is missing, you need to know the people around you. And when we take an inventory, here's what I would challenge us, is do we know, we see that neighbor, but do we know their name? Do we know their kids' names? Do we know their dog's name? Do we know where they work? Do we know what they do? Who in our circle and world of influence? It's that person that you go to Starbucks every morning on your way to the office, and about 6:45 every morning, you are going to the same Starbucks, ordering the same thing, and through that cheap little speaker, and they say, good morning, how's your day? What would you like? And you say, I would like a grande, and they go, oh, it's you, Jeff. And they know you. That's a relationship you can lean into. That when you get around to the window, how was your morning? How was your day? Good to see you. You are such a great employee. Thank you for always recognizing me and getting my coffee. And you just begin to build a rapport and a relationship with those people. Because why? I think the greatest need in humanity is to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved. Do you see me? Do you see me that when I walk into the office today, do you see me and do you care that my countenance is different? Because last night I had a blowout with my wife or husband, whichever sex and marriage thing you're in. Do you see me and do you know that, man, something's going on in my world because I'm just not the way I was the day before? Can you tell when I'm under the weather? Do you see me? Do you hear me when you say, hey, Dean, how you doing? Good morning, how you doing? And I go, fine. Instead of fine, how are you? Fine. And do we go, oh, don't get involved. Don't get involved. That looks messy. They look, oh, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for a long story. But what if we circled back around, and maybe we don't at that moment, but when we finish that call, when we send that email, if we stop back by, knock on their cubicle door, and we say, hey, you said you were fine, but you don't act fine. What's going on? We're not trying to get them saved. We're trying to be a friend. We're not trying to get them to say the prayer. Got another one. Got one. No, it's not about notches on our belt. It's about caring for humanity. It's about loving people the way God so loved us. This story speaks of priority and position. Priority by this: leave the 99 and go find the one. Do you know what I think it speaks to us as a church, as the church of Jesus Christ, the church, the body of Christ? The church isn't about bless me club. Pastor, the donuts seem to day old. I think we should serve better donuts. Pastor, the coffee, I'm just not sure if this is the best, richest coffee for the coffee capital of the United States. I think we should change the coffee. Who cares what? I don't care if the coffee's cold. Put ice in it and now you got classy drink. It's not about, well, I wish we had a little more padding in the chairs. It's not about, it's too loud, it's too soft, it's too cold, it's too hot. It's not about us. And what Jesus is saying is leave the 99 who are in the kingdom and go and find the one who's lost. Yet, guilty myself as a pastor and a leader, we spend so much money on keeping members happy versus spending money on search and rescue teams. You say, I wish we could help. I'm going to help you, Pastor Charlie. I'm just going to help you. Well, I think that's good, Pastor. We should give more for search and rescue. Great. You start sowing and giving abundantly so that anything and everything that's needed to hold services here and lights and utilities and mortgage and everything else, it's like cha-chink, we've paid for that. And now we have thousands and tens of thousands because we have such a surplus here that we can go into the highways and byways and we can go to Starbucks and say, everyone who comes into this Starbucks in the next hour, I'm buying for, and just tell them to come talk to me. But it's going to take us sowing and giving and being generous so there's overflow to go and do the search and to do the rescue. It's about position. Notice Jesus didn't say the shepherd notices that one is missing and stands at the gate of the sheepfold. Bobby, meh, 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 Bobby Lamb, meh, come home. That's what a lot of churches call evangelism. Inviting people to their place. The sheep is lost. What did Jesus say the shepherd did? Once he finds it, he puts it on his shoulders. One of those email next door thing goes out, lost dog with a picture, and you're out on your Saturday hike this afternoon, and you see the dog, you pull up next door on your phone, and you're like, that's the dog. And the dog comes up. You know the dog's name. You know the dog's name is Coco. You don't say, hey, Coco, come on, Coco. Come on, Coco. No. You grab Coco's collar, and Coco's he's free, he's running. You don't let Coco run. You grab Coco and you say, Coco, I am taking you home. It says the shepherd puts the lamb on his shoulders. The lamb has no choice about your going. So Easter Sunday, you don't invite your friends. You say, I'm going to be in your driveway. And I'm going to be there. What time does the service start? 10:30? 10:30. This service starts at 10:30. Oh, you got 3 on Sunday, though. I don't know what time your services are, but let's say it was this service at 10:30. You say, I'll be at your house at 10. And they go, no, I'm not sure I'm coming. I know that I'm coming to your place, and whether you come in your pajamas or bedhead or you fix your hair, I want you to come with me. I want you to experience what I have, but we're not sure. And at 10 o'clock, ding dong, you were serious, weren't you? Yes, I am. All right, we'll come. It's grabbing the dog by the collar and saying, you're going to come to church with me. And you bring them home so they can be born again and saved. And so what do? We actively pursue lost people with compassion and guidance. We pick them up, we bring them home. We're going to guide them in the way they should go. You don't ask a lost person which way they want to go. You tell a lost person where to go.